And today we will start by standing, and hopefully you have a block available. I'm going to use a block. It's always optional, but today I'm using it to get a little bit more engagement. So have your block ready to go. We'll be using it for some of our standing work. So bring your heels underneath your hips. Toes are pointing straight ahead. Shoulder roll. Let your shoulders come up, back, and down. From here, it is your inhale. We are inhaling up. Exhale, blow it all the way up. 2 more times. Big inhale, up. Exhale, blow it out. 1 more time. Take your inhale. Exhale, blow it out. Side stretch here. We reach one arm up. The other one can come down. Reach up and over. Long stretch down the side of the body. Press down into your left foot. We switch sides. Bring yourself up and over. Side stretch. We take it off to the right. Keep pressing down into both your feet evenly. Here comes the other side. I said evenly. Actually press down on this one, it would be your right foot. A little bit more, you'll get a little bit more stretch. Bring yourself back to center. Add little arm swings here. So for this arm swing this morning, I do want you to think about keeping your hips to the front and taking this swing a little bit higher through your mid-upper back. Now bring yourself back to center. Little baby squats. I want us to start with small ones as you let your hips come back and down. So the purpose is to get movement in our joints, our hips, our knees, our ankles. Squats are really meant for your muscles, but this is one good movement that will get all your joints moving together as well. As you take it, squats a little smaller, start engaging through your core. Take 2 more. And now we'll go into arm sweeps. That means inhale your arms up, sweep your arms down. Inhale up, exhale, sweep down. Nice full body movement. Use your breath, inhale, exhale, blow it up. We are taking 1 more. Hands will come to your thighs. It is your cow cat. Inhale, open your chest, your collarbone. Exhale, pull your belly in, round through your spine, top of the head, tailbone drops. With your inhale, lift, open. As you exhale, pull your belly in, round. We have 2 more. It's your inhale and lift. Exhale, round. 1 more time. This time round all the way up. It is 1 vertebra at a time. Shoulders come back and down. We are going to take our block right here. So you would take the block between your thighs. Toes are still pointing straight ahead. You want to have your feet even. And we're going to start with little squats. So I want you to get the feel of the squatting as you take it down and up. So there's your down and your up. Here's your down and your up. So now we're starting to bring in a little bit more muscle. Core is zipping. If you want to add your arms, they can reach. Use them as a counterbalance, allowing your hips to slide back a little further. You'll need to keep squeezing your thighs together to keep your block in place. We take 2 more. Take your last one. We keep standing, stay high, and we're going to lift our heels. So here comes your heel lift, and you bring yourself back down. Here is your heel lift, and bring yourself down. So you want to keep rolling all the way through your big toe, and then you bring your heels down. So take this at your pace. If you can take a little extra pause at the top, that would be great. It's a lift and a lower. Let's take 2 more here. So take it at your pace. Some of them are good ones, some of them not so good for me today. So right there, once you get that, we're going into, it's called a good morning. It's for your low back, but I really want you to focus on using your core. Hands are coming behind your head. Elbows open up wide, and I need you to press the back of your head into your hands. Tall posture here. Now your knees are soft, and it is a hinge as you come forward. Keep your core engaged, bring yourself up. So I'm gonna take it from this side so you can see. Elbows wide. You come down, you press, you bring yourself up. Now when I say that, I want you to really focus on, it's a hinge, knees soft, long back, engage, bring yourself up. And are you keeping your head pressing back into your hands as you take this? You really want to focus on a long spine right here. Core should be completely engaged as you take it down and bring it up from between your thighs. Give yourself a little bit of a shake right here. Just a little bit of shake up. We're going to take the block up high. And I just want you to feel the extension. So your arms are going to go straight. The block is between your hands. We're going to press down into both of our feet. Reach up really high. Take a side stretch to the right. And keep your arms long as you reach to the block. Now bring yourself back to the front. Take it off to the left. Bring it back to center. So we're checking to see if we can keep our arms long as we take our side stretch, side to side. One more time here. Bring yourself back to center. We have one more move we're going to do with the block while we have it. You're going to take the block between your hands. This will be different for everybody. I'm keeping my block a little in the longer as I take and I press it because that's what works for me. It's a little bit too challenging yet to take it a little bit more narrow. So my block is between my hands. I'm going to extend my arms. You want to see if you can get your arms straight and then a little lift. So you should feel some good engagement right here. If you want to just focus on your arms, you can see right here, focus on your arms pressing back. I'm going to add a little bit of work for our legs. So stand on your left foot. Bring your right toes up to the front. So as your arms keep reaching, we're trying to keep our elbows straight. You're going to add your lift of your legs. So we're going to add a little quadricep work as well as the extension through your arms. So keep focusing on stretching your arms. And at the same time, we're going to lift and work our quadricep. So we're doing a lot of different things here. We have balance work happening. We have the upper body extension happening. Remember to breathe, right? Easy to hold our breath when we're doing something new. Now bring this one up. We're going to add a little pulse. I'm going to flex my foot from here. There's your 8, 7, 6, 5. Are your arms still straight? And take your last one. Shake it up. So give your arms a little shake out. We have one more side to go, and we're going to keep that extension. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Now, if you need to set your block down, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you're going to keep challenging yourself. You're going to stand, find your balance, press your palms into your block, add your leg lift. Focus on your breath. We're really lifting up through our quadricep. It is your next one. You bring the leg up. You're holding it up. Foot is flexed. There's your pulses. Check in with your arms. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, shake it up. Give yourself a nice little shake. You can set your block down by your mat. We're going to do a little bit more work standing, a little bit more balance. We're starting with alternating knee lifts. Lift a knee, switch. Lift a knee, switch. A little bit more hip movement here. Start bringing in a little bit more balance. Take a little pause at the top. Next option, we bring our arms up. One up, one down, and then you switch. One up, one down, and switch. Lift, and lift. Try to stay tall, so you want to keep the top of your head towards the ceiling versus leaning over, which is different than staying tall. One more time each side. And shake it out right here. We're doing a little bit of work for our glutes and our hamstrings. I did similar moves on Monday. We're going to take our foot behind. Find your balance. Make sure you're standing foot. Your toes are straight ahead. Sometimes we like to angle them up. We want to work on keeping our toes straight ahead. It's a little movement because we're working our glutes and our hamstrings. If you feel it in your low back, there's a good chance that you're trying to lift too high. Try to keep it right in your glutes, a little bit in your hamstrings. I have my toes pointed today for the first set. And now here, I'm going to flex. So it adds a little different element with your heel leading as you lift. So you really want to focus on keeping your glutes and your hamstrings. So I'm adding one more challenge here. I know we've been balancing on our standing leg for a little while. See if you can take this into your single-legged deadlift, also known as Warrior 3, if you want to use the yoga term. Right here, press your foot back. Just hold it a little bit longer. See if you can level out your hips towards the floor. And then bring yourself up. Give yourself a little shake. So shake it out, shake it out. Here comes the other side. So first, you're standing down, check, toes straight ahead. Get that solid base through the bottom of your foot. Your standing knee is soft, leg is straight, but the knee is soft. And then you add your lift and lift. And your mobility might be different on each side, and that's okay. Our goal is to feel the work in the glutes and the hamstring. So check to see where you feel it. If you feel it a lot in your low back, make it a little smaller range of motion. It is the next one. I'm adding the flex of the foot. So now here's a lift and the lift. So still, it's a smaller movement for me. It might be a little larger for you. It depends on your range of motion through your hips. You do want to focus on keeping it in the back of the leg. Now it's your next one. We're adding our single-legged deadlift or Warrior 3. Toes keep pointing down towards the floor. We're working our balance a little bit more as you lift. Check to see if you can push your foot behind you, toes down towards the floor. And then bring yourself all the way up. Give yourself a little shake. Maybe little hip circles feel really good right here. So if there's another movement that feels good for you, take that movement as you release it out. We are doing some side leg lifts real quick. We're going to alternate sides today. So it doesn't matter which way you start. You're going to lift your foot. Feel the side lift. Bring it down, other side. Here comes the lift. Little pause and switch. Here's the lift and the pause. Switch. Here's your lift and your pause. Switch. Again, even though we're doing a side leg lift, I want the top of your head towards the ceiling. Sometimes we lean over as we do the movement, which that is what I don't want. I want you to stay nice and tall. This time lift, keep the leg lifted. Here's your balance. Let's point our toes at little circles while we're here in one direction. Switch, take it around in the opposite direction. We have one more side, take it to the other side. Lift, point your toes, add your circles. And now you switch, it's around in the other direction. And go ahead, shake it up. Again, maybe hip circles feel good. Maybe you want to do a little marching movement. Whatever feels really good for you, take it, shake it out. We're going to get ready to start taking it down to the floor for our plank pose. I'm going to set my block up towards the front. Heels are underneath your hips. Toes are pointing straight ahead. We are rolling down. Make this feel good in your body. So bring your chin to your chest. Roll yourself all the way down. Walk your hands out on the mat. Meet in a plank pose. Set your wrists up underneath your shoulders. You can be on your toes. Maybe today you want to take your knees. Both of them are good poses, good engagement. Stay really long through the top of your head. Take one more breath here, and we are going to lower ourselves all the way down to the floor. So we're taking it down, coming into a Sphinx pose. We're going to take our elbows underneath our shoulders. Palms are down, forearms are down, toes are reaching away. Really press down into your palms and your forearms. Add a little pull forward so you can reach a little bit further through the top of your head, and your toes keep pointing away from you. I want you to use this as a nice stretch for the front of your body as well as the back of your body. We are going to release down. We're going right into our reach and pull. We're going to have our fingertips out to the front. Our toes are reaching away, and you're pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Now pull in your belly, lift your upper body. We are going to resist, pull your arms back. Reach your fingertips to the front, pull your arms back. I want you to focus on the resist and the pull. You want to engage through your lats as you pull, 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 pull back. Keep pushing the tops of your feet down into the mat. Take this one more time. Let your forehead or cheek come to the mat. Big toes can go together, heels fall open. Maybe you add a shake of your hips. From here, we are going right into our swimming. So we're having our fingertips reach to the front, our toes are reaching behind us. You are going to pull in your belly, add a little lift of your arms and legs, and then it's opposite arm, opposite leg as you add the lift and lower. Now you might want to go a little quicker, that's fine. Make sure you have full control through your torso. Maybe you like to go slower. You can always choose to do just the upper body or just the lower body. One more time, and then release. Forehead or cheek to the mat. From here, we are coming into all fours. Bring yourself up to your hands and your knees as we meet for a cow cat. So take your inhale, exhale, round release. Now make this feel good right here. Inhale, lift your collarbone, your chest. Exhale, pull your belly in, tailbone, top of the head. We are moving through our spine right here. Take one more, make it feel good. After this one, we are setting ourselves up for our push-ups. Hands can stay underneath your shoulders. Maybe you want to keep your knees exactly where they are. You can always choose to take them a little further away. Another great option is coming up to your toes. Our focus is the back of our arms a little bit more, and our chest helps. Here comes your down and your up. Now, little adjustments. You want to make sure you're feeling this. Back of the arms, your triceps. Your chest is helping. If you feel a lot of strain in your shoulders, you probably need to adjust your hand and your arm placement. Elbows are staying close to your rib cage. And you're pulling your core in, so you're staying strong and having your core help you as you lower and come back up. Take 2 more. One more time. It is your stretch of choice. This might be a child's pose, if that feels really good for you. You might choose to kneel, take your arms across. We are doing another set of push-ups, so take whatever break you need. If your wrists tend to bother you, add your wrist circles, one direction, the other direction. Shake it up. Here comes your second set of push-ups. Toes or knees. Knees can be close, they can be further away. Zip up your core. Here comes your push-ups. You're down, you press, you bring it up. Down and up. Check in with your head. It stays in alignment with your spine. You're breathing. Keep going. Here comes your 4. Here's your 3. Last 2. Now one more time. Give yourself the stretch your body needs. It could be child's pose. Maybe you want to take a downward dog. Maybe you like to bring yourself all the way up. So whichever one fits you is where you're going to go. Shake your arms up. Bring yourself all the way through onto your backs so we can start working from our crunches positions. So bring yourself down. Let's start with a couple hip bridges here. Arms are by your side. Make sure your toes are straight ahead. Ankles are under your knees. Press into your feet and roll your hips. Bring yourself up, lift up, and now gently, one vertebra at a time, you bring everything back down to the mat. We're doing this a few more times. You roll your hips up. You press into your feet. You lift up. And then with control, you bring it back down. Now, as you do this, pay attention. Your neck, you keep lots of space in your neck. So if you're feeling strain in your neck, you're going to want to make some little adjustments. You should have a lot of space and not feel any pressure in your neck as you lift and you lower. Take one more right here. It is your pelvis comes up. You roll through your spine, you lift, and now you gently bring it all the way down. We are taking our hands right behind our head. Elbows are wide, thumbs are by your jaw. You exhale, you crunch and lift, bring it back down. Exhale and lift, release down. Now when you crunch up, one, I want you to focus on using the core. Sometimes we like to cheat, use our chest and our neck. You'll know you're doing that because you will feel strain in your neck. Exhale, get the core engaged, and then lift. Maybe you can focus on pulling your belly button into your spine as well when you add the lift. Take 2 more. One more time. Let your upper body stay down. We are going to add our marching with the lower body. You lift a leg and you switch. Now, it's easy to just do the motion and not pay attention to everything else that's happening. So you should already feel a challenge when you do this movement. Your core is zipping up. Your spine stays in its natural curve. So if you're pressing your back into the mat to do the movement, I want you to not relax, get your natural curve, which means you can usually fit your hand underneath, and then you walk 1 foot at a time. That means we're using our core. If you feel it in your hip flexors or your knees are moving, then you're cheating. Now your next option is both your legs together. Now if your low back has to push down, or I should say your natural curve goes away, it's not the right move for you, and you would go back to alternating. Take 1 more. And now give yourself a hug. Bring your knees into your chest. Release your low back. So right here, if you want to let your whole back go down in the spine, into the mat, that's fine. But do check to see, can you keep your hips down, little tailbone down on the mat so you're not rolling up. We're going right into leg circles here. One leg is coming down on the floor, the other leg is up. Bottom leg straight or bent, that's your choice. Just pay attention to what happens to your hamstring when you move the bottom leg. Top leg, make sure it's outward rotation. That means the knee is out diagonal. Zip the core, press your shoulders down, add your circle. We are making a circle with our big toe on the ceiling. Use your breath to keep control here. Core is completely engaged. And keep the outward rotation. Switch directions. You take it around. Take it around. Two more on this side. One more time. Let the top leg relax. We switch, take it to the other side. Bottom leg straight or bent. That depends on your hamstrings. It depends how it feels. Arms are down by your side. Toes are up. Get that outward rotation. Add your circle. Right here, as you exhale, you get more core engagement. Keep your shoulders pressing down into the mat. This circle is as big or as small as you can control the movement. Switch directions. Other direction. We have two more. One more time. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch. It could be a long reach, fingertips to toes. It could be the hug. Now, as you take a little break right here, I'm getting set up for the 100. Lots of options. Feet can stay down on the floor. Depends how you feel today. Second option, knees are up and bent, or your legs are straight. If you choose to lift your legs, see if you can keep your lower legs lifted a little bit more. Your arms are down by your side with your fingertips reaching towards the back wall. You want to do that so you're out of your neck and your shoulders. Inhale 5 breaths, exhale 5 breaths. If that's starting to get easy for you, you focus and take longer exhales and shorter inhales. Choose where you want your legs today. Arms are reaching. Take your exhale. You can round yourself, roll yourself up. Here comes the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Let your neck, your shoulders relax. We're extending our legs all the way out. We are going into our full roll up. Flex your feet. Knees can be bent if you prefer that version. Chin to chest. You are rolling up. Remember, you can always use your thighs if you like that version. We are rolling all the way back down. Squeeze between your thighs. Squeeze your glutes. One vertebra at a time on the way down. And then you bring yourself all the way back up. Exhale, use your breath to get deeper into your core. Here's the roll down, control, control, control. One vertebra at a time. Squeeze your thighs, use your glutes. Bring yourself up. This time you are going to roll halfway down. We are going to go into our single leg stretch here, and then you switch, and then you switch, and you switch, and switch. One more time each side, and now both your legs together. Bring them in, extend it out. Bring them in, extend it out. Here's your 4. Here's your 3. Last 2. Here's your last one. And give yourself a big break. So maybe you want to take a long stretch. Maybe you want to bring your knees in. Whatever feels good right here. Give yourself that long stretch from your fingertips to your toes or the big hug, whichever feels best. We're going to bring our knees up right over our hips. It's our hip rolls here. Arms can be out by the side. Knees are squeezing together. Thighs are squeezing together. Chest stays towards the ceiling. Open your legs, open. Roll your hips over to one side. Now really focus. Use your core. Bring it back to center. Here's the other side. Now this is totally different than a spinal twist. We're doing hip rolls. We're focusing on our obliques. You squeeze your thighs together and only go as low as you can engage your core and bring everything back to center. One more time each side. And we are meeting in the center, going right into a bicycle movement. Hands are behind your head. You're adding a rotation. It is armpit towards your knee. So lift and rotate. Lift and rotate. Use your breath. One more time each side. And bring yourself back to center. Let your toes go up towards the ceiling. Arms are by your side. Here comes scissor legs. Now, little thing, as I start moving my legs, outward rotation. So my knees are going out diagonal. The reason we do that is so you avoid using your hip flexors and you can come a little bit more into your core. Upper body, you're keeping your arms down. Now maybe your legs don't go as low, maybe they stay a little higher. Wherever you are, you should feel it in your core. Check in. This is a natural spinal curve here. So you want to make sure you have that little bit of a gap underneath your spine. And go ahead. Both feet meet up so we can take them down together. There's your down and your up. Now my range of motion here, way smaller because that's as much control as I have without losing my spinal curve. So you might be able to go a lot deeper, go at whatever depth works for you. Just be mindful of what else is happening. We have one more. And from here, we are taking our feet to the floor as we set up for our bridge. Toes are pointing straight ahead. Knees are over your ankles, arms by your side. Now lift your hips up. Once you're up, we are staying here for a while, so get into a good bridge. You want to have a solid base, so your feet are pressing down into the mat, toes are straight ahead. Knees are in line with the hips. We press into the left foot, take your right toes towards the ceiling. We reach our toes to the front, we bring them up. Side note right here, I did a little bit of an outward rotation as well. So again, I'm avoiding my hip flexors and I'm making this more of an effective movement without using my hips as much to get my leg up and down. Here comes your last one. Toes are up towards the ceiling. You add your little lift and lift. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot down. Keep your hips up. Reset. Check in with your feet. Did they keep pointing straight ahead? Did your knees keep going straight ahead? Round into your right foot. Toes go up towards the ceiling. Outward rotation, and then you add the movement. So my knee is off a little bit diagonal as I lift and lower my leg. My goal is to keep my hip in the same place as I move my top leg. It doesn't always happen, but it's a goal. Once you get the toes to the ceiling, it's your little pulses. You lift and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot comes down. Keep the hips up. Hold it up just a little bit longer. Here's the hole, and we're adding a marching movement. You lift one leg, switch, other side, lift, switch, other side. Now this, take your time. It's not about how fast you go. You want to make sure you're keeping your hips lifted. Use engagement each time you lift up. Did your rib cage flare out? Can you bring your rib in and together as you zip up your core? One more time, each side. And now gently. Hips are going to come down to the floor. Knees are going to come together, feet open up. We start by gently releasing, relaxing your low back and your hips. Now, once that feels okay, you take your windshield wiper legs. Now, you might like a really big movement for your windshield wiper legs, or you might prefer something a little smaller. This is where you have to tune in and see what feels nice for you. It is from here, we're coming into our butterfly legs, our bound angle. And this is one more. First, this is a nice release for your low back, your hips one more time. But I can't leave it at that. We have to add our crunches. So elbows wide. Here comes your lift and your lower. Exhale and lift. Release down. Today, we're going to keep our lower body on the floor and just really focus on lifting our chest. But remember, the lift is coming from your core. Again, if you're feeling it in your neck or your shoulders, that means you're leading from your upper chest, upper neck, rather than your core. So check to see where you're getting the engagement as you lift. One last time. And now take a break. Our break, long stretch, if that's what feels best for your body. But it could be a hug with your knees coming into your chest. From here, we are going to flip over onto the front side so we can practice a low plank and some side planks. So bring yourself all the way over. Knees or toes, your choice. You'll see that I cross my arms. That's so when I get ready to take my side plank, my arms are set up. So maybe today you choose to stay down on your toes or on your knees and pull your core in, but you might choose to bring yourself up onto your toes. Now, prepare yourself. We're taking it off to the side. I'm keeping my knees lifted. My feet are staggered, but you might like to stack your feet or take your bottom knee down. That's your choice, wherever you feel like going today for this. Lift your hips up. Remember to breathe. If you like to hold your breath, good time to let your breath go. Bring your arm back down. We are going to take it over to the other side. Here comes your rotation. Lift up, lift your hips. Even if you're on your knee, you want to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. We start bringing ourselves back to center. We're holding our low plank just a little bit longer here. Keep pulling the core in. Strong legs, squeeze your glutes. Hold it just a little bit longer. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And now take a child's pose. As you take this child's pose, tuck your toes under so you get a nice stretch for the bottoms of your feet as well. That means toes are tucking under. Maybe you can even get your little baby toe to come under. Make it a little combination stretch. So you're stretching your hips, your back, but you'll also get the bottoms of your feet and your toes. Bring yourself to all fours. We're going to do our crunches real quick on all fours. Take one foot behind. The opposite hand is to the front. Here comes core engaged. So lift your arm and leg. Once you have that, it's a crunch. Elbow to knee, take a pause right here. Crunch in, little pause, and then extend out long. Here's your crunch. Bring it in, little pause, extend out long. Crunch, pull in, challenge yourself, pause, extend out long. We have two more. Here's your crunch and your extension. Last time. Hold the extension here. Can you press your foot a little further away? Pull in the core. Release this side. Here comes the other side. Take the foot back, fingertips to the front, pull the core, engage, lift. Here comes your crunch. Pull it in, pause, hold it, extend out long. Pull it in, pause, extend out long. Here's your crunch. Take the pause, hold it, extend. Two more. It is your crunch, your pause. One more time, make it a good one. Take the pause, hold it, extend along, push your foot away, release your arm and leg. Cow cat, nice release for your back. From here, it is going to be a low lunge. Bring one foot to the front as you take your low lunge. Check first knee is right over the ankle. The back leg is pretty close. If you like to have a little bit more, that's fine. Just make sure you're not going too far right now. You just want to make sure your knee is over your ankle. Once you're there, fingertips are up towards the ceiling. Shoulders keep sliding down your back and think length through your waistline. And if you really stretch out through your waistline, you'll feel this stretch come a little deeper into your quadricep and your hip flexor. Now, when you did that, did you keep pressing down in all four corners of the front foot? So you still want to feel the ball of the foot and the heel pressing down in the front foot. With that still happening in the front foot, add your twist. Your knee keeps pointing straight ahead. Your foot is still pressing down, and you add your twist. Bring your fingertips back up to center. Arms come down, other side. Take the opposite leg to the front. Once you have that, it's check out, make sure it's your knees, 90 degrees. Fingertips reach up. It's shoulders relax. You lengthen through your waistline. You're checking in the front foot. It's grounding down into the mat. Keeping the grounding, knee to the front. You add your twist. Reach your fingertips back up. Arms come down. And we're taking ourselves all the way through so we can lay down, stretch out our hamstrings here. Bring your knees into your chest. Big hug. Let your back relax. Let your upper body relax. Shoulders come down into the mat. Keep hugging one knee in. You take the opposite leg out. Hold this stretch right here. You want to feel the stretch in the front hip of the bottom leg. And you might feel a really nice stretch in the hip, back hip of the top leg. From here, we clasp behind our thigh. Let the bottom of your foot go towards the ceiling. Now, if your knee is bent a lot, extend the leg out a little bit more, press, strain the leg, and then see where you can bring it to get the stretch for your hamstring. You might feel the stretch in a couple different areas. Check in with the bottom leg. It's still straight. You're still pressing the heel down. Now both your knees come back into your chest. It's your hug, little release. Now just check, your hips are still relaxing down into the mat. Upper body still relaxed. We keep hugging the opposite knee, the other leg goes out. And stay here as you get the opening. Really focus, get that nice opening through the front of the hip, the back of the top leg. From here, it's where we clasp behind our thigh. Take the bottom of the foot towards the ceiling. And again, maybe you want to stretch your leg out a little further, get that nice full extension. Foot stays flexed. And then you bring the bottom of the foot towards the ceiling, and you're going for the best hamstring stretch you can get. Maybe a little bit more into your lower leg as well. Check to see what your bottom leg is doing. Did you let it relax and fall, or did you keep pressing the heel down into the mat so your bottom leg is active as well? Here comes your hug. Both knees come in, hips relax, shoulders relax. Bottoms of the feet go to the floor. It's our figure four. Ankle over the knee. Option one, you stay here, open the knee to the outside. This might be perfect. Option two, you lift. Maybe you choose to hug behind the thigh. Maybe you choose to hug in front. So wherever this pose works for your body is where you will take it. If your legs are lifted, bring them down to the floor. We're adding a twist from here. So I have your twist, whichever leg is on the top, you're going to twist so that bottom of the foot is coming down to the floor. So you twist so the bottom of your top foot comes down to the floor, and you add your twist right here. And see if you can let the upper body relax. Get a little bit more stretch through your shoulders, your chest. Start bringing your legs back to center. We switch sides for your figure four. Opposite ankle over the knee. Maybe you stay low, open up, take the stretch here. You might choose to lift the bottom leg. You can wrap behind, wrap in front. It is wherever the stretch is working best for you. So check in. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? How can you make it feel best for you? If your legs are lifted, bring them back down to the floor. We're adding our twists. So whichever foot is on top, you are going so the bottom of the foot comes down to the mat as you take your twist. we start bringing ourselves back to center. Let's take both of our knees in towards our armpits. Nice release here, low back. Pull the low back down to the floor. Feel the spine between your shoulder blades melt down. From here, bottoms of the feet towards the ceiling. You can clasp your hands, little side to side rocking, stretching. If there's any other little stretch you want to take the stretch. We are rolling ourselves up so we can give ourselves a nice upper body stretch. I will be sitting on my block. It's more comfortable for me. But if you prefer to sit on the mat or kneel or take one other seated position, we have stretched our lower body. You want it to be able to relax, have it feel good, and we're going to focus on our upper body. So start by sitting up tall. That means you're zipping up, you're tall, top of the head towards the ceiling. Once you get there, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Be aware your shoulders stay equal. Your torso stays lifted, and it is just the head moving. It's a stretch for your neck. Top of the head comes towards the ceiling. Left ear, left shoulder. So shoulders stay relaxed. Just the head moves as you take your ear to your shoulder. Bring your head back up to center. Chin to chest. Keep tall. Just the head is moving. It's another stretch for your neck. You might feel this all the way down your back. Take your chin to your right shoulder. Bring your chin to center. Take your chin to your left shoulder. Bring your chin to center. Lift your head all the way up. Shoulder stretch. Right arm. You bend it 90 degrees behind. Sit tall. If you feel a great stretch here, stay here. Your next option is taking your fingertips up between your shoulder blades. It intensifies the stretch. If you're already tight in your neck and your shoulders, that might be too extreme. Now, if you have to contort yourself to get your arm to move, it's not the right stretch for your body right now. Release this side, we take the other side, and each side will feel different. Bend the arm, sit tall, stay tall. If you feel this stretch, I want you to stay here. That's perfect. If you happen to have a little bit more space, you're going to walk your fingertips up between your shoulder blades, and you'll feel this stretch a little different. But again, no pain. If you feel pain or you have to really twist and twerk to get there, it's not the right stretch for your body. Let your arm release down. Take a big shoulder roll. We're opening our arms up to the side. Here comes your inhale. Lift your chest. Open. Hug a big ball. Open up between your shoulder blades. As you inhale, lift your chest. Open. As you exhale, round and open up between your shoulder blades. Here comes the open. Give yourself a big hug. Right arm on the bottom. Hug. Wrap your arms. Elbows can lift or they can come down to your chest. Big stretch for the back of your shoulders now. If you're feeling good here, stay here. Your next option, fingertips towards the ceiling or a wrap. We open up our arms. We switch sides. That means the left arm is on the bottom. Big hug. If you feel the stretch right here, stay here. You might choose to reach your fingertips, wrap, whichever works for you. You unwrap your arms, reach your arms all the way up. Clasp your hands, flip it towards the ceiling. Right here, extend straight arms as you reach up. Release your fingertips. palms to the front as you bring it down. It is your wrist stretch here. Once you get here, let your fingertips come down towards the floor. Wrist, forearm stretch. You can always add a little bit more. You flip, wrists are towards the ceiling, fingertips are down. See how that feels. We bring our palms together. You press. Your goal is to keep the base of your hand together as you press. Now we're opening up so our pinkies are together. And from there, you're bringing the back of your hands together. One more big stretch for your wrist. On wrap, clasp, add wrist circles in one direction. Add wrist circles in the opposite direction. We are going to add a twist. Sit up tall, take your arms to the outside of thigh. There is your height, then your twist. If you feel good here and you want to go deeper, you would add a little bit more as you look a little further over your back shoulder. But if twisting isn't meant for your body, you would take it gently and stop, just where you get a little bit of a tension. Bring yourself to the front, take it off to the other side. Gentle, halfway might be perfect, or you might want to go a little bit further. Bring yourself back to the front. We're taking a big shoulder roll. From the shoulder roll, it is your big inhale. We inhale all the way up. Exhale, blow it all the way out. 2 more times. Take your big inhale. Exhale, blow it out 1 last time. Blow it all the way out. Thank you very much